Hey, are you ready to change your life? If the answer is yes, there's only one rule. You have to change your mind first. And my friend, there's a place where the neuroscience of how your mind works smashes together with faith and everything starts to make sense. That place is called self-brain surgery. You can learn it, and it will help you become healthier, feel better, and be happier. And the good news is you can start today.
Thanks, Lisa. Hey, so glad to have you listening today. I'm Dr. Lee Warren, and I live in Nebraska in the United States of America with my incredible wife, Lisa, my father-in-law, Tata, and the super pups, Harvey and Lewis. I'm a neurosurgeon and an author, and I'm here to help you harness neuroscience, the power of your brain, faith, the power of your spirit, and good old common sense to help you lead a healthier, better, happier life. Listen, friend, you can't change your life until you change your mind, and I'm here to help you learn the art of self-brain surgery to get it done. If you like the show, please subscribe so you never miss an episode, and tell your friends about it. If you tell 2 or 3 friends this podcast was helpful to you, imagine how much good we can all do around the world together. I'm Dr. Lee Warren, and I'm here to help you change your mind so you can change your life. Let's get after it. Good morning, my friend. Glad to be talking to you. We love you and pray for you every day, and Lisa and Tata and I are very grateful for the way that you help us to push this positive message out around the world. I need you to be praying about something for us. One, mentioned a couple of times in recent episodes that have been walking now with a very dear, beloved person. I can't share name or relation or details with you, but somebody that we love and care about just deeply, is going through one of those, what I call massive things. Sorry, my voice just cracked again. In my new book, Hope is the First Dose, it's built around the idea that we go through these things that we call, in our family, we call TMTs, the massive things, these big things that happen in your life that you never saw coming, or these just earth-shattering events. Somebody dies, somebody leaves, somebody's cheating, somebody goes bankrupt, devastation of a pandemic, closes your company or shuts your school down, or somebody you love commits suicide, something like that. There's an addiction, there's a habit, there's a problem that you just never saw coming, and it's devastating, the massive things. And then I shared that with the people who are going to be endorsing the book. There's a lot of writers and singers and different people who have read early copies of the book, and one of the endorsements people was a lady from Australia who's involved in Hillsong, and she said, a point that you made in the book that's really powerful is that not all of us are going through massive things, but we're going through maybe many massive things. We're all going through something, and whatever it is, whatever the scale of it is that we're going through, it feels like a TMT at the time that we're going through it. And so in retrospect, as time passes, we realize it wasn't the biggest thing we ever went through, but it was still a huge thing at the time. And so I just want to share with you, friend, that even if you're not in the middle of one of those TMTs, even if you're just dealing with the Ling Chi, the death of 1,000 cuts, the little daily tortures that happen, or even if you're in a time in your life when things are pretty good, there's always something that you need to be prepared for, which we call prehab, right? That you know that hard times are coming. And that's how you keep from having these moments that come along and wipe you completely out. If you've got a plan in place, a prehab plan with the right attitude, the knowledge that things are coming, some good scripture and stuff in your heart to apply to those situations when it comes along, and a good verb, action, hope of remembering that God's been there before, the other times that you've been through hard things, and you move towards the light again, and that memory and movement combine to produce hope reliably as we, just like working out in the gym, exercising that flexibility, movement of hope, memory and movement produce strength and endurance and resilience, right? So that's the prehab part. And then the self-brain surgery, the idea of not every thought that you think is true and your feelings aren't facts. Knowing those two things allows you to apply the proper diagnosis to a thought and the proper self-brain surgery technique, whether it's lobotomizing a lousy attitude or draining a doubt or grafting in gratitude or all these different little silly things that I tell you all the time about these different self-brain surgery operations that you can apply to help you sever those 6 synapses and get back in a more healing, healthy place with your brain so that your frontal lobe can take over from your limbic system and you can get yourself situated, right? Well, sometimes though, you get into a massive thing that somebody else is going through, and it does a number of things. We've been sort of surprised this week at how I apologize, my voice is just still not right. We've been surprised at how this person that we love, their massive thing is dredging up all these things in our hearts emotionally, right? So somebody that you love is going through a TMT, and it puts you in a sort of a para TMT state as well, and you're going through these emotional things. And then you're in the situation of, how do I help this person see it more clearly without using platitudes that hurt? Because let me tell you, when people come alongside you and they bring those Christian platitudes like, hey, everything works together for good for those that love the Lord, or hey, maybe God needed it more than you did, or hey, God won't give you more than you can handle, those things are not helpful in the moment. And so when you've been through a TMT, then you can become wiser and more helpful at how you help somebody else go through them. Because the situation we're in now, like, I want to load up and go deliver some justice on the part of this person of ours that's hurting. That they've been wronged in a terrible way. And I want to, my first instinct is to load up and roll out and go take care of it. But that's not what they need from us. They need wisdom. They need a soft place to land. They need us to tell them it's going to be okay eventually, and we're going to help you find the path through it. That's what they need. And so I thought of two things I'll just share with you. I'm going to play you a song in a minute called The Healing Day by Bill Fay. Just a beautiful song. It kind of reminds me of Psalm 116. Psalm 116, let me read it to you. I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy, because he turned his ear to me. I will call on him as long as I live. The cords of death entangled me. The anguish of the grave came over me. I was overcome by distress and sorrow. So he's in trouble, right? He's overcome by distress and sorrow, like our friend is right now. Then, here's what he did. I called on the name of the Lord. That's a verb, called. He's engaging movement. I called on the name of the Lord. Lord, save me. And then he uses memory. The Lord is gracious and righteous. Our God is full of compassion. The Lord protects the unwary. When I was brought low, he saved me. You see what's happening? He's overwhelmed, and he remembers that God is gracious and compassionate, not compassionate. I made that word up. He remembers that the Lord is gracious and righteous, and he moves. He does something. I called on the name of the Lord. Lord, save me. Then in verse 7, return to your rest, O soul, my soul, for the Lord has been good to you. So now he's in this bad situation, but he's remembering he's been in situations before, and the Lord's always been good. So he's remembering so that he can move towards what he knows to be true, right? Memory and movement. For you, Lord, have delivered me from death, my eyes from tears, my feet from stumbling. He's remembering that I may walk before the Lord in the land of the living. So he's remembering and he's walking. He's leaving footprints instead of a monument, like we talked about yesterday. If you haven't heard that episode yet, monuments or footprints, go check it out. This is one of those crossroads right here. I may walk before the Lord in the land of the living. Footprints tell a better story than monuments do. Monuments say this is how far I got. Footprints say I was here when I decided to keep going. Verse 10, I trusted in the Lord when I said, I'm greatly afflicted. In my alarm, I said, everyone's a liar. So he's acknowledging this is quantum reality right here. I'm in trouble. Everybody's lying. I'm greatly afflicted, but I'm trusting in the Lord. What shall I return to the Lord for all his goodness to me? So now he's using self-brain surgery, the gratitude graft, the operation of saying, I'm in trouble, God's helping me, and I'm grateful for that. So what can I do to help him? I'm going to change my focus from the problem to the provider, from griping to gratitude. I will lift up the cup of salvation. I'll call on the name of the Lord. I'll fulfill my vows to the Lord. And now he's acknowledging, so there's my voice again, sorry. Now he's acknowledging that God deserves honor and praise even in the midst of our troubles. I'm going to fulfill my vows. I'm still going to do the right things. I'm still going to keep my promises. I'm still going to be who I'm called to be, even though I'm dealing with this massive thing. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his faithful servants. Now he's saying, you know what? Even if I die from this thing, I'm going to tell a good story with my life because God knows God's going to see me and count me precious, and he's going to take care of me even if I die from this. Truly, I'm your servant, Lord. I serve you just as my mother did. You have freed me from my chains. Now he's acknowledging that God can set you free from the chains of the pain that you're feeling, even if the situation doesn't resolve the way you want it to. I will sacrifice a thank offering to you and call on the name of the Lord. I will fulfill my vows to the Lord in the presence of his people, in the courts of the house of the Lord, in your midst, Jerusalem. Praise the Lord. This is a perfect walkthrough of the treatment plan of self-brain surgery, friends. Psalm 116. Now let me read you the lyrics to Bill Fay's song, The Healing Day. It'll be okay on the healing day. No more going astray on the healing day. Yeah, we'll find our way on the healing day to where the children play on the healing day, when the tyrant is bound and the tortured free from his pain and the lofty brought to the ground and the lonely rage. Ain't so far away, that healing day, coming to stay the healing day. Every battleground is a place for sheep to graze. When it all comes tumbling down, all the palaces and parades, it'll be okay on the healing day. No more going astray on the healing day. Yeah, we'll find our way on the healing day to where the children play on the healing day. Friend, it's going to be okay on the healing day. You don't need me to tell you that as a platitude in the middle of your trouble. I need you to pray really hard that the situation that our loved one is going through will resolve itself in a way that's healthy for everybody involved. It's tough. It's a tough one. But you know what? I've heard from so many of you that you've been through it and are going through it and have dealt with it before. So you know on the other side of it, God will find you a place to land. And we believe that to be true here too. It's too early in the process for us to use those words right now, but it'll be okay on the healing day. And we know that day is coming. And the good news is, friend, even though you can't change your life until you change your mind, you can always start today, because the healing day is coming. Go read Psalm 116 today and read and listen to this song, The Healing Day by Bill Fay. I'm going to play it on the back end right in just a minute here. And then don't forget the prayer wall, wlee1md.com/prayer. And I know that you're connected to the newsletter, but if you're somehow not, since we switched over to Substack, check out drleewarren.substack.com. So be praying about that. Be praying about our situation, and whatever you're going through, let us know using the prayer wall, or you can email me directly, lee@drleewarren.com. Enjoy Bill Fay's song, The Healing Day, and then go read Psalm 116. And thank you so much for your support. We love you. We're praying for you. We're grateful for you. And I don't want you to forget that you can always start today.
It'll be okay on the healing day. No more going astray on the healing day. Yeah, we'll find our way on the healing day, to where the children play on the healing day, when the tyrant is bound and the tortured freed from his pain, and the lofty brought to the ground, and the lowly raised. Ain't so far away, the healing day, coming to stay, the healing day. Every battleground is a place for sheep to graze. When it all comes tumbling down, all the palaces and parades, it'll be okay on the healing day. No more going astray on the healing day. Yeah, we'll find our way children play. I'm the healing babe.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the show so you automatically get every episode. And if you like the show, you'll love my weekly letter. Check out my writing at drleewarren.substack.com, drleewarren.substack.com. Get the free newsletter every week for my best prescriptions for becoming healthier, feeling better, and being happier through the power of faith and neuroscience smashing together via self-brain surgery. drleewarren.substack.com. And if you need prayer, go to the prayer wall at wleewarrenmd.com/prayer. The theme music for the show is Make Us One by Tommy Walker, graciously provided for free by the great folks over at TommyWalkerMinistries.org. Check it out and consider supporting them. TommyWalkerMinistries.org. Remember, you can't change your life until you change your mind. And the good news is you can start today. I'm Dr. Lee Warren. I'll talk to you soon. God bless you, friend. Have a great day.